everyone, my name is Shiv and I'm a part of the Tutor Nirvana organization. Today we're going to be going over how to graph linear equations. I hope you'll enjoy this video and that'll help you, and don't forget to check out our channel for more videos like this. So let's get started. So when you're asked to graph a line on a graph using an equation, that equation is going to be in the y equals mx plus b format. And you'll be able to use this format to actually graph your line. So let's say a question gave you something like graph the equation y equals 3x plus 4. You'd be able to use your knowledge that this 3 right here is equal to the m letter, and this 4 right here is equal to the b letter, because this equation right here is in this format. So what exactly are the m letter and the b letter? The m in this format actually stands for the slope of the line that you are going to graph, and the b variable stands for the y-intercept. The y-intercept of the line you're going to graph. So you'll be able to use this equation and the knowledge that you know what the slope or the m variable, letter, and the b or the y-intercept, you'll be able to use that knowledge in this equation to actually graph your line. But what exactly is the slope and what exactly is your y-intercept? That's what we'll be going over in the next part of this video. I just cut to a nice, lovely little graph here, and we're going to use this graph to learn what the slope of a line is and what the y-intercept of a line is. So let's graph a blue line right here, a lovely little blue line on this graph. And this line is just a normal line, a similar one that you would be graphing if you're given a linear equation and they asked you to graph it. And this line right here has a variety of points. And let's start with the y-intercept. The y-intercept is actually the point on this blue line right here, which this line, the blue line, intersects with the y-axis of a graph. And in case you didn't know what the axes are, this vertical line right here, this is called the y-axis, the vertical line going up and down, and the horizontal line going side to side is actually called the x-axis of a graph. So every graph has a y-axis and an x-axis, and that y-intercept is where this blue line, or the line on the graph, intersects with the y-axis of your graph. And in this case, that point would be 0, 0, or the origin of the graph, because 0, 0 is where the blue line intersects with the y-axis, therefore making it the y-intercept. So we can actually use the knowledge of a y-intercept to graph to start graphing a line. So let's say we were given the equation y equals 3x plus 4, which I gave in the last slide. So let's say you were asked to graph this equation. So we already know that this is in the y equals mx plus b format, and therefore plus 4 is the y-intercept of your graph. So we can use this knowledge that 4 is the y-intercept, and in this case, to find the starting point of the line you're going to be graphing. So 4 actually stands for the point 0, 4. So since the y-intercept is always going to be on the y-axis, it's always going to have 0 as its first number on the point, and it's going to have the number right here, or the b variable, as the second number. So let's say you had any equation, y equals 4x plus 8. Any equation, it would always, the y-intercept of your line would always be 0, comma, your b variable, or the last number of your equation. So in this case, our y-intercept of this line using this equation is 0, 4. Because 4 is the b variable in our equation right now. So let's just graph the 0.04 right here on our graph. This is it, 0.04. So now we know this is a point on our graph. So we already have the first point of our graph. So we're already one step closer to graphing our line. So that's basically what we can use the y-intercept for. We can use it as the starting point to find the starting point of our line. So now, as I said again, we're already one step closer to graphing this line on a graph. So now, to finish graphing the line, you're going to need to use the knowledge of knowing what the slope is. And the slope can actually be defined as the steepness of a line on a graph. The slope is the steepness of the line on the graph. So as I said before, using the y equals 3x plus 4 equation, 3 would be the slope of our line. And actually, slopes are always fractions. So the slope is always going to be a fraction. And I know you might be thinking, but Shiv, wait, 3 isn't a fraction. But actually it is. All numbers are a fraction. You can just use 3x, the number 3, and convert it to the fraction 3 over 1, which is exactly the same thing as 3. So now let's take out the 3. And let's convert it to a fraction, which is actually equal to 3. It's still the same thing. I haven't changed the number at all. I've just converted it into a fraction, the fraction 3 over 1. And we can use the fraction to finish graphing our line as the slope of, as we can use this fraction using rise over run. So rise over run is actually this fraction. So in this case, we have a fraction right here. The 3, or the numerator of the fraction, would be the rise, and the denominator of the fraction would be the run. So I still haven't explained what the rise over the run actually is. The rise over run is how much you rise, how much the point rises. So let's say the point rises 2 and then goes over 2. That to graph the next point, and so on. It goes on and on, making a line. That would be the rise over the run. So the run is how much it goes horizontally. And the rise is how much it goes vertically. So let's say we have a graph right here. Let me just make another drawn graph. And we have a line, and it has several points on it. The rise of this graph right here, the rise of this graph would be how much this point rised, and the run of the graph would be how much this point went horizontally to the next point. So this point, this point right here, it rose a certain amount and it ran a certain amount horizontally and vertically. It ran and rose a certain amount to get to the next point. So the rise over the run, which is essentially the same thing as the slope of this line, however much it rose and however much it went to the right horizontally, is essentially the slope of this line. So since we know the slope is 3 over 1, which is 3, but we converted it to a fraction, we know that in this case, with this equation, the 3 is the rise and the 1 is the run. So within each point, a line is going to rise 3 and go over 1. So let's graph our first point. Using the y-intercept, which we know is the point of our line, this point is going to rise 3, so 1, 2, 3, and it's going to run 1. So now we know that this point, 1, 7, here, let me make it blue. This point is the next point in our graph because we know that within each point, this line, within each point, it rises 3 up and it runs to the right once. So we know that's how each point is. It's an equal distance from each other, each point, and they all have the same rise over run. Because within each point, each line is going to be rising 3 and going to the right 1. Because the 3 over 1 is the slope or the steepness of our line. So now let's say I wanted to graph a line over here. I can't go rise 3 over 1 because then I would get to this point right here. I'd have to do the opposite of rise 3 over 1 to get to my next point. So I would go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 1 to get to my next point because I know that from this point I rise 3 and go over 1 to get to the next point. I rise 3 and run to the side 1 to get to the next point. And using this, you can actually find that, sorry, that was a bad line. Using this, you can actually find, that you graphed the line already with finding the y-intercept and using the slope. So that's how you graph lines.